There's a joke in my community that people like to say, I killed Black Beacon. Obviously, it's a joke. I'm a small creator. But from day one, I said Black Beacon was doomed. It was doomed, not only because the way the developers completely messed up the way they treated Global, took them a while to figure out that, probably not a good idea to do that. Even CN were actually kind of disgruntled with the way everybody else has been treated as well, which is, I think, is becoming I think even CN now is starting to want a more general treatment. Obviously, they just want good treatment, but I think they were actually quite frustrated with the treatment of Global, but in general, the game itself, right? The game launched in a bit of a state, shall we say. A bit of a state. It had its PC version through emulators such as Google Play Games, but they really didn't plan for PC. It ran like ass, the settings were ass, the control scheme was not great, and the lack of ability for the most part for rebinds. You could do some rebinds, but it was pretty basic, and it really led to a subpar experience. As somebody who was actually looking forward to the game and saw the potential, like I honestly saw the potential in the game, but it was never given the room to run, right? It was doomed by, let's face it, incompetent management, right? There's no way to sugarcoat it. It was managed badly. We saw how they dealt with the two communities. We saw how long it took them after the backlash to fix those things. And then we saw the game going down in Europe, and CN had like pauses on its updates, right? And then it was all, you know what? CN's coming back. It's going to be just for CN, and we're going to continue onwards. And then, I can't remember the exact date. It wasn't too long ago, I think, that they got the first, like, post-problem patch. But it's not looking good. Well, it's not good, because, let me show you exactly why it's not good. I think you understand what's happening here, right? It's EOSing, guys. Black Beacon, it's done. It's over. 17th of August. It's going to end of service. As I said, something I've been saying since day one. Again, I get called the Doom poster and a hater a lot, usually by the Wuthering Waves community. I've had it from the Stellasaura community, which I'll admit, I think some of the stuff that came from the Stellasaura community was a little bit fair. I think I was a little bit harsh to some degree, and I don't think my thumbnail helped as well, but yeah, that's YouTube, right? And I've admitted that, and I've took that on board. And again, even though when I was supposed I was doing posting, I was gassing the game up, right? Because I do actually like the game. I think Black Beacon was the one game that I do think I genuinely... I probably was doom posting it, right? Honestly was. But it wasn't because I'd just been a hater. It was just clear. The writing was on the wall, right? You know? It's one thing to just be hating on something for the sake to hate on it. But it's another thing to say, look, I don't think this product's going to last right. It's not being ran well. It's not in a good state. And it's just not looking good, you know? Nobody cared about the game. Nobody was talking about the game. It wasn't doing well in CN either. That's the thing. They were prioritizing CN. Well, it wasn't so much they were prioritizing CN because nobody got prioritized. It's that they were pretty much disrespecting Global. But it wasn't like it was setting the world alight in China. So, if a game's just making buku cash in China, you can understand a developer being like, well, whatever, we'll deal with that when it comes to it. You'd rather them not do that, but at least they're making cash to at least justify what's happening. They were not doing that right. So they kind of burned both ends of the bridge with what they did. So we've got an announcement here from the developers. This is translated of the EOS notice, and let's just read it here. We don't need to go into the actual schedule itself because I don't think anybody really cares, if I'm honest. So, dear Sia, the starlight beneath the library dome seems to shimmer once more before our eyes. I don't know if it does, bruv. Since the public launch on April 28th, 2025, we have walked together with all of you through the pages of the Library of Babel. Let's not forget Enki, the most annoying character ever for me. This precious time, woven from countless explorations, encounters and stories, has been the most wonderful gift we could have received. However, all gatherings must come to an end, and every story eventually reaches a pause. Due to adjustments in the company's overall business strategy, we regret to announce that Black Beacon will officially cease operations on August 17th, 2026. Now, of course, that's technically what's happening. This is PR bullshit though, right? It's nothing to do with company adjustments. We're which of course it is, literally, because the company's making adjustments and shutting down the game. But it's not that the company were like, well, you know, we're moving some pieces around here and this just doesn't quite fit for us. The game flopped, right? At least be honest about it. You know, you haven't even got to sell us the PR anymore. The game fucking crashed and burned and you blew it. Right, you actually blew it. You didn't get patches out right. You didn't stick to what you were saying you were going to do. You gaslit the community. You launched a product that just really was not ready. And I think the worst thing they did was not having a PC client. This game, now there's lots of games that don't have PC clients that go on to do well, right? But they at least have a good emulated version, right? If it's on Google Play Games or it's on an emulator, and people can enjoy it in a good state, right? This game never got like that for me. It just didn't, right? A lot of people gassed up the story, but I honestly don't see it. Honestly, for me, this had a convoluted, conceited, drab dross world, personally. Now, there was bits that was like a little bit brighter, and again, this is a personal thing, because I've seen so many people say, nah, this has got one of the best stories in gacha, and that's the sort of people I think, honestly, haven't really had good stories in gacha. They're probably comparing it to the Kuro and Hoyo games, not to shit on them, but you know what I mean? It really wasn't that interesting, if you ask me, but that's a personal opinion. Again, I've had other people in my community say, actually, I think it was a good time. Turn my AC off. So yeah, it didn't work out right. So it'd be nice if they were just like, yeah, the product didn't land, and yeah, we kind of fucked up, right? So yeah, I don't really like that, if I'm honest, but hey, it's a PR announcement, right? We know that every ray of light and shadow within the library carries your expectations. See, do you know what? I hate it when developers talk like this. I do. Honestly, I hate it why developers talk like this. Like this like in-world diegetic way of discussing the game. Who cares? You know, it's like when you get companies come at you and they use it's a really serious situation and they're talking at you like you're, oh, dear Rovers, dear Seers, you know, Enki here. It's like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Just talk to us like real people here. You fucked up. Just like stop with this language, man. It's boring. And countless days and nights of compassion ship, we will never forget forget that it was your every click, every shared resonance, and every heartfelt piece of feedback that gave this world its true vitality. Thank you. Your presence made this journey shine. Although the story is nearing its conclusion, the library doors will remain open until the game fully shuts down on August the 17th, 2026, and players can continue to log in and play as usual. To thank all seers, your companionship and support, we have prepared a gratitude gift. Like, what's the point in this? Like, what's the point in this stuff? Like, giving you mats and stuff. Why don't, if the game's ending, right, why don't they just say, every character's unlocked, everyone can just click a button to max everything out and just go enjoy the game, what's left, right? Just max pot, all weapons, all this stuff. Why don't they just do that? You know? It's like, I don't see the point, if I'm honest. I really don't see the point, because it's, oh, let's go do a few pulls. Who cares? So the shutdown schedule is June 11th, 2026, 11 a.m. In-game purchases will be disabled. Okay, so that's today. So they're literally turning off purchases today. Servers will remain online from now until the purchase closure. All existing game services will continue as normal after purchases are disabled, and before shutdown, you can still log in and play using your existing account and client and use any remaining Keystone currency, but you will no longer be able to make purchases. So yeah, on July 16th, the game client will be removed from all platforms, so you won't be able to download anymore. And then the day after, there'll be the servers will just go offline, basically. All services related to Black Beacon will cease, including downloads and login access. After shutdown, you will no longer be able to log in. All account data and character information will be deleted or anonymized in accordance with applicable personal data protection laws, unless otherwise required by law or regulatory obligations. And then, yeah, customer support will be terminated. Well, I think that happened on day one, if I'm honest. I think that happened on day one. A compensation plan to express our sincere apology and gratitude for your support and understanding. We have prepared the following compensation: paid currency refund from the announced date of August 17th, 11 a.m. Any unused Keystone currency in your Black Beacon account can still be used in game after the shutdown deadline. Any unused Keystone, specifically those purchased with real money, can be refunded as equivalent value premium currency in one of the following games: War and Civilization, Far Star Assembly. Never heard of those two games. So basically, you're getting in-store credit. If you spent money, well, we all know when you spend money in these games, you're burning it, right? That's how you got to treat it. Treat it as you burnt it, because they can disappear and go away. Talking about stop killing games, that's one of the reasons why people want that sort of stuff to be enacted, right? But they're basically saying you can get a refund into one of our other games, which will probably be a hassle anyway. I bet most people won't even give a fuck. Game introductions, War and Civilization, and yeah, who cares? Probably some other shit games. I don't know. You'll have to let me know if they're any good, guys. But yeah, it's done. Black Beacon's over. I said it was going to happen. I got called a hater for it, but sometimes you've just got to look at things objectively and be like, look, the writing's on the wall, man. This isn't being handled well. It really... Sometimes you can have bad management, right? But if the product's so good, management can kind of like fuck up that people will still be there for it, right? And just hope that one day it gets ran better, right? But if you just have a really mediocre title to probably kind of bad in some areas, you know, had a decent gacha system, which that's what people were gassing it up for, because the gacha system was better than others. But it's just like, come on, man. Again, you know, to me, it doesn't matter how good a gacha system is in a game. If the game isn't good and isn't ran good, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. You need a good game at its core, right? And if you don't have the best game, it needs to be ran really well. And this had none of it, did it really? So it was inevitable. And there you go. CN's over. The rest of the world's gone anyway. It was only a matter of time. I said as soon as EU went, I says, trust me, it won't be long till CN goes. I must admit, it's lasted a little bit longer than I expected. So I guess they tried, right? They tried, so I'll give them that. But other than that, yeah, it's expected. Black Beacon's done. So I guess if you've got any currency on those games, spend it. Or if you want to play War and Civilization and Far Star Assembly, check them out, I guess. Check them out, right? So yeah, it's over.